So there's a reason I've done over $600 million with VSLs. You don't need to stop juicing. If you're hearing stuff in the background, that's Ella juicing. Hey. So why is it totally predictable that when I write a VSL, it's going to convert? Let's break this down. So I literally just did a VSL off the top of my head with this piece. I recorded it. There was a few flubs in it. Quickly edited those out. Again, one single take. Now, right here, you're seeing the video. You're seeing Ella here. That's her putting on the socks above, and then you're seeing me here on the bottom. Now, the first line of copy in this video can be 10 different things. And I'm not going to show you that now. That's not the purpose of this. Do they exist? Yes. How many? 10. What do I do with those 10 openings? I put them here to see which one gets the most people to raise their hands to self-identify. How am I doing that? What am I consciously, deliberately doing? Number one, I'm leveraging your awareness. So my job is to be aware about what you think, about what you feel, about the story you're telling about the problem I can help you solve, specifically how I can solve it. Now, is that specificity needed? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, sometimes both. And I'll break that down hopefully in a second. There's a lot to cover here. Now, let's just look right here, right? You got the two frames, L on the top, me on the bottom, then the first line. So let's just hear that.
Okay, so you're not just tired. Your body is fighting for blood circulation.
So what am I doing right there? I'm acknowledging you're tired, so high awareness, fatigue, but I'm telling you it's not what you think it is. It's something else. And then
blood goes down the inside of the legs and then comes up the outside. The soleus, the outside of the calf, is also called the second heart.
Now, this is casually speaking. This is content. I'm not making this to, hi, I'm Mark, and in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why you feel like you're going to fall over at 2 p.m. in the afternoon every single day because you have no energy, because the brain fog is so thick. An original thought couldn't exist if somebody paid you $1 million. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly why you have no energy, why you're gaining weight like it's an Olympic event, why your libido is completely shot, why you have gas, why you're constipated, why you're always in pain, why you can't sleep, why you're always stressed out. It comes down to one thing. And in exactly 90 seconds, I'm going to tell you what that one thing is. But first, right, then we get into, I'm not doing that. I'm naturally speaking. And this creates, if you're looking around at native content on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, you're going to see lots of different styles that you want to emulate. You want to look and feel native. So when you look and you see what is native, then when you are going through a sales process, and yes, this is a sales video and people can see I'm talking about socks and they can see I'm selling socks, but I'm not hitting them overhead with the sales process. I'm hiding the sales process. I'm subduing it. How about that? Let's keep going.
It helps pump blood back to the first heart and oxygen to the brain.
So very quickly, I've established the value proposition. So you're here because you have no energy. You're here because you're in pain, whichever lead I get the most people to raise their hands to. The reason why, deeper core, you have no blood flow. Why? You got a bad second heart.
So we can just wear socks or we can wear functional socks.
Your deeper core, the real reason why you have these symptoms has to be tied to your mechanism. If it's not tied to your mechanism, you're agitating all of that emotion without any place to direct it. So mechanism gives you that ability to quickly direct the energy, the momentum. So you've established the problem you think is a problem isn't the problem. Here's the real problem, and now here's how we're dealing with it. And we're only 26 seconds in.
So these are small mediums. These are actually all small mediums, right? So I am 45. I'm about 170.
So by this point, I'm already finding things I can cut. So this video total is, let's see, we're at 38, 313, right? So I can cut that down in half easily. And I'll show you places as we go that I can cut, this being one of them.
Small mediums. These are actually all small mediums, right? So
there's 5 to 10 seconds.
I am 45.
Now, right now you see Ella up here just changing socks, showing how easy it is to put them on, take them off, and all the different styles that we have for you to purchase. So people are seeing that. They're obviously seeing the captions and they're seeing me. I can create more movement. Let's just say on the top where Ella is, let's say we split that screen. And on the left side of the top is Ella doing the socks. And on the right side is like stock video and B-roll. So now I have a bunch of things going on. And then maybe the top frames, they switch out. And so Ella's now over here, the VSL's now over here, then B-roll's over here, Ella's back over here. There's lots of different things that I can do. I can use emoticons, emojis, icons, clip art, graphics. I had a SpongeBob was opening this. It has an opening of this video. So, if you can use SpongeBob's something that's going to pattern interrupt people. And if SpongeBob's speaking your mechanism, that's great. So let's keep going.
I'm about 170 pounds.
So I'll tell you when, so everything can be cut. I'll tell you when to stop.
And I got, pretty decent legs. So these are super easy. It stays exactly where you put it without,
that's what she said,
leaving indentation marks. So
I could cut all of that out. I'm leaving it in a few different iterations, versions, and a lot of this is cut. So there's multiple versions of the body, have multiple openings, and then all the different ways of post-producing to get the most attention. How much stuff needs to be going on this screen to keep your engagement now that we got it. So at the very least, I could retarget you if you get over 50%.
As you just saw, super easy, and it is form fit. So you're seeing how it's absolutely hugging every single part of my foot, right?
So what Ella's demonstrating there at the top could easily convey this. And we can, insert messaging, arrows, animations to demonstrate all of this so that what's going on the screen is elevating the emotion, it's elevating the specificity without having to use a single word.
At the same time, it's 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury compression, pressure. So we're pushing blood back.
If you noticed, I did this in the beginning. We are now a minute 16 in. So, 30, 45 seconds later, let's just say, I'm repeating it. It's the mechanism. It's super important. It's the value proposition.
Up to the heart. We're pushing oxygen back up to the brain. So when your body is fighting for energy, when your back is sore, your neck is sore, you got a headache, that's blood flow.
So I could easily cut that out. because I already established that in the beginning. I'm being deliberately repetitious because it's worth reiterating, especially after they can now reframe those words with all the new awareness and specificity I've helped achieve by meeting them at their current level of awareness.
If you don't have
By the way, a lot of people are looking for compression socks. So I can just give them a simple high awareness compression sock value proposition that's 10, 15, 30 seconds that is equally effective as this, depending on the positioning, depending on who I want to get to raise their hands. New adopters, late adopters, people who know about compression socks and specifically are looking for the most effective, least expensive.
optimal
I shouldn't say least expensive because oftentimes perceived value, oh, I don't think a $15 sock can do that, but a $30 sock, now that can do it.
blood flow, taking Advil, drinking coffee, energy drinks, they actually make you feel worse.
Right there, positioning is the hook. I could say NSAIDs, opioids are a core part of my positioning that I want to train the Facebook pixel to tell the adgo, hey, reach out. I want to see what these people think. I want to see what these people think. So people who take Advil, people who identify with I'm in pain, whether it's back pain, neck pain, knee pain, hip pain, joint inflammation, muscle inflammation, just pain. I can address all of it.
Advil.
And that positioning is high awareness. It's higher sophistication in that I'm using more specific awarenesses. So typically, early adopters are going to be much more aware that these things don't work. But did you know it makes it worse? We are doing this exact same test with in our mastermind group with the knee device that Nora's selling. Everybody's selling. That when you take Advil, it is actually causing damage to the cartilage cells, the chondrocyte cells, the cells that produce new cartilage and collagen so that we recoat our knee joints. Same idea.
Advil increases inflammation over time. So the more Advil you take, the more you are kind of damning your body to chronic inflammation. The more coffee we drink, the more energy drinks, the more we function on stress energy, not real energy. Blood circulation creates real energy.
So once again, so many different things can be happening here visually on the top part of the screen. Even with me on the bottom part of the screen, I can produce it to edit me out and have the bottom be the VSL, have the top be Ella. And that is just this one video. How many different tests I can get out of just this one video with different openings and different cuts. Just like when Richard Donner recut Lethal Weapon when it was initially cut, test audiences didn't like it. Richard Donner and his wife recut it, becomes the iconic Lethal Weapon with Riggs and Murtaugh that we all know and love, where there's the buddy cop buddy chemistry that became iconic.
Now, and by the way, they're super easy to take off. Boom. Sharp. Cute. Right? I don't know if these are actually available right now in the shop, but when they're back in stock, they will.
So just basic QVC demonstrative stuff. People, I remember my grandmother used to sit in front of the TV for hours a day in the afternoon, not watching soaps, watching QVC, watching the Home Shopping Network, and buying things. And I would pay attention to what she paid attention to. I was fascinated with advertising all the way back then. But it's being able to look not just at copy as words, but what it looks like in post-production and all the different looks and feels that it can take in post-production, all the different cuts you can end up with, which are very different videos, which make them very different tests.
Will be if they're not. All right. Easy to put on, Look at that. Form fitting. Let's see you hold this position. Form fitting. Stay exactly where I put them. Jump, jump, jump.
Again, this is stuff that can easily be tested and easily cut. And I can insert VO with clips, B-roll, and if I see good metrics, we start making sales, then I can post-produce this in a myriad of ways that will give me radically different results, and a lot of which will become controls. Because remember, I'm converting everybody on the same LP. Well, I'm testing different LPs, different domains. But basically, every let's just say all these ads are going to the same LP. All these ads in this positioning, same LP. All these ads in this positioning, same LP. So all the difference in variance in who I'm getting to raise their hands, high awareness, high sophistication, all the different levels of that, and then specificity, symbols, ways of getting people to self-identify. What's going to get a person to raise their hands to this conversation? High awareness, high sophistication. What are you going to use? What combination are you going to use? You can confirm bias. You can confirm negative bias. You can open up with new cause, the reason why blah, 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 blah didn't work. And then tie that to your deeper core, which is tied to your mechanism, solution, value proposition. Have a nice day.
Jump. Don't fall. Don't look at my legs. And no indentation. So, once again, easy.
And remember, people might click out 15 seconds ago, not watch the whole thing, and decide that from that point, that was enough to get them to click, to have some sort of curiosity or intention to click. And that's what data is going to help us to see. If this creates high intention and therefore bigger carts, low intention, sure, conversions, but typically smaller carts.
Easy to take off. Boom. And as you can see, lots of different styles. We're currently out of basic black and white, beige, but come on.
Now, again, I did this off the dome. I can do 20 different videos that I can do 10 different openings for each of those videos. And then I can post-produce each one of those videos in long and short form ways from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Again, this one is about 312. So there are so many different ways you can strategically test video directly on the Facebook platform. And I'm not even getting into how you're intermixing that with your primary copy and your headlines. But the amount of controls on the Facebook side, you should have a dozen Facebook controls, because a vertical is exactly that, vertical. But then you have 2 verticals, 3 verticals, 4 verticals, 5 verticals, 6 verticals, and now you have exponential scale. Y'all want to make some money? Hit me up. Let's talk more.